So, welcome back. So the East African team here, loving life in Hong Kong. They've really brought some real flavour to this event. Having a team from Africa, I know it was a big focus of the tournament to make sure they have teams from all corners of the world. And these guys from the East Africa made up a lot of guys, as I say, from Rwanda, Uganda, Sierra Leone. Really make up a really great part of this tournament.
Huge favourite of the crowd here, these Africans. Always get the support. Everyone's behind them. Just seem to do everything they do over here with a smile. You know, go into contact smiling, make a break smiling. Big fan
They even
of the
warm
crowd.
up with a smile.
They do.
They got good rhythm.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, they should be looking at hitting the dance floor after after the 10s.
So you'll probably hear on your TVs Johnny Gibenda Charles. Certainly knows how to talk a good game of rugby.
Very strong there. Very strong indeed.
And there's Johnny there at 9. So he's working very hard with these boys here to bring them into the sort of the international arena, exposing them to different types of styles of rugby.
Penalty there just awarded to the East Africans.
There's one thing for sure, this African side, they don't lack in physicality, do they?
Oh, they
big boys.
They don't lack in physicality, but they bring their own kind of style to the game as well. There's some big lads in this squad again, you know, 110 kilograms, 106, 100. Great line, good supporting lines here for the East Africans.
So the Scottish side here, they picked up a win this morning, and the East Africans were looking for their first win. Looking very nice and fluid here, the East African team, putting some real patterns together. They didn't really get going this morning. They had a really tough opening game. And they had a run out against the YCAC, so there was a good opening test for them.
So turnover 1 there by the Scottish side. But the East Africans certainly come out kind of playing with a bit of pace. Looks like they're keen to kind of put a bit of speed on the ball.
They just come with it, you know, with the right attitude, and they're enjoying themselves. It's good to be here. They've got infectious sort of captain / coach and Johnny Gibenda Charles, who just instills like the love of life and just being here and enjoying what it's all about, right? So he's got these guys here. I mean, we saw them the other night here at the football club when they just arrived. They were out for dinner, bit of 10-pin bowling with the sponsors, and just loving it.
No, I was there myself speaking to the guys, and they're just enjoying being here. Yeah, it's great, and it's good to see so many of the teams like that absolutely love coming to Hong Kong to play in this competition.
So Scottish here have gone very deep, pinning back these Africans, giving him the opportunity to clear and play it nice and safe. There was no risk taken there. They've just dinked that one out. So Scotland have got the net gain on territory.
Yeah, they did the right thing there. If you look in the defensive position after that kick, they all run over that line right across the field. It's quite interesting. There's a bit of a gamble now, you know, some of these teams hitting into space. If you don't follow it up in the right way in defence, leave yourself open, exposed, and it's going to be a try against you. So they did well there.
But not a great line out there for Scottish. So these Africans get the opportunity to have an attack, playing some risky rugby out back here. He's done well to get himself into position there and get the ball back. Again, you see the Scottish side here making their tackles and dropping off the ruck, not competing. Oh, good fan there and having a go. Some good territory gain there. Still going.
Strong there, very good. Great offload. I think he's got it again. This could be a try for East Africa's in the corner. Oh, how's the referee going to call that? I think the linesman is indicating it was a knock-on for a scrum 5. Yeah, that's a referee's call. Defensive scrum here now for the Scottish, right in the 5-metre line.
So they're just setting up for the scrum, the GFI East Africans. The team is made up of players from Rwanda, Kenya and Uganda. They would have been close seed last year. But if you remember their whole semi-final last year.
Yeah, so last year in the competition, the actual East Africans were the lowest seeded team in the tournament, but went on to play in the final of the bowl. So I guess they'll be looking at building on that this year and hopefully taking away something from the competition.
They're certainly looking more accomplished, sort of a less blurry-eyed team than they did last year. You know, you can see a lot more structure to their game, certainly a lot more physical. And that's just the, you know, the opportunities of exposure to these sort of tournaments gives them, you know, their opportunities to develop as individuals. And what's great about this team is they are, you know, they literally are the makeup of East Africa. So it's not, you know, not focused just on Kenya or Uganda or Rwanda. This is a real mix of guys. This is one of big project of Dave Hughes, who's very heavily involved with Rwandan rugby. You know, his big focus has been growing the game there. He's done incredible work. He's bringing the Rwandan national team here a number of times. And this has developed into this now, which is, you know, to bring this team from Rugby Fest, which is a far more social event, to this now is a real testament to his hard work and his sort of drive and love of rugby in Africa. So.
And I think that's a great testament to how rugby is kind of developing in Hong Kong, where we've got the different levels here now. You know, the social side of it, through to this kind of semi-professional, stroke professional level, right through to the international competition we have taken on Friday and Saturday. So, you know, it kind of offers, I think, rugby everything, and it's great to see developing nations where rugby is kind of still in its infancy, growing and having the opportunity to come out here and develop in these situations.
So we're going to have a good game here now. It's we're well into our first half and just coming to our 7th minute, and we're still at 0-0. Both teams battling out. Both teams have had a little bit of time in each other's 22s, but most of it's been battled out in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's a very balanced game at the moment. Can I put this question to you now? Who do you think is going to break the deadlock?
I just think I think the Scottish sides will have the slight experience. There's a lot of Scottish Sevens players in there, and I think they'll have that difference. I must say, I'd love to see the East Africans get a win. I really would. If my heart's saying East Africa, my head's telling me the boys from Scotland. So it's going to be a tough one to call, but I just think there'll be too much in the locker from the Scottish side. Rory Smith there, he'll be heading back to UK next couple of weeks after a season over here with the Kowloon club. He's made a real impression, and I think the club itself is very disappointed that he'll be heading off.
Yeah, so a lot of the Scottish side over here, as you mentioned, kind of they play over here regularly. Many of them for the actual Hong Kong Scottish team itself. They brought in kind of a few people from across the other teams here now, so they're going to have a little bit of advantage, I kind of think, mentally and possibly physically. You know, this pitch is very tiring on the legs. It's beautiful to play on, but it just kind of saps some energy from you. And they're going to just be a bit more experienced, I think, comfortable playing in this. They mostly play together all the time, as you mentioned, and I'll have to back you there and think they're going to get the first points on the board.
It's Johnny Gabena-Charles there, who works with the JCP Sports Company, who do a lot of great work in recruitment and development of players around the world, with a big focus into Africa, and a lot of boys coming out of New Zealand. And that's why Johnny plays a big role here with these guys here in their development and their introduction. That's Rory Smith having a good go, big rangy.
It's a great attacking platform here now for Scottish. Oh, well defended, well covered. Tried to step inside, but just couldn't quite do it.
Unfortunately, pass not going to hand. Andrew Henderson having to sweep up and tidy up.
Yeah, I think the referee will give that for being held up. Great steal there by East Africa. Great defence. Those options are always kind of hard, aren't they? When you're kind of out in that wing and there's 50-50, 50% chance you can go on the outside, 50% on the inside. I think it's always best to back the outside. I think that gives you a bit more kind of opportunity, but stepping back in, if you haven't got the right angle, easy to get kind of wrapped up in those situations.
Yeah, I mean, you got the cover defence, and you know, the old wingers cliche is that, you know, the touchline never misses a tackle. So you got to take those risks, and yeah, you see the percentage rugby, but you know, there's nothing more frustrating than getting knocked into touch. And at the same time, you know, an opportunity like that, you know, had it been executed well, you know, it should have been in. It was a 3-on-2.
So defensive scrum on the 5-metre line there for East Africa. Gonna went for the safety route, but I don't think it quite worked out to plan. So now a line out deep into the 22 for Scottish.
The half-time whistle gone a little bit early there, up to the disgust of the Scottish boys, who obviously found themselves in a good position. So we're going at a stalemate here at Scottish Exiles 0, the GFI East Africans 0.
So about to kick off now in the second half. East Africa kicking to Hong Kong Scottish. Or I should say Taikoo plays Scottish. So cutting up the field, there isn't here that everyone in the crowd are kind of willing East Africa to get something on the board pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. As you say, they're a bit of a crowd favourite. You know, they put it in a good showing there in that first half. It's it's a very closely contested game, this one.
And very often it stays 0-0 until this stage of the game. So a great attacking platform now for East Africa, just into the half of London Scottish, or Taikoo Scottish. Be interested to see what they can do in this space. They've loaded everyone onto the right-hand side of the field.
It's a good, solid scrum. You don't see that often. A little bit of a stalemate right there. Sending the big boy up through the middle, but fortunately he's let that one slip. and off the Scottish boys go. Oh, that's a great counteract, great decision making here. And it's good work there, just keeping them out, making it hard for the two. That's good clinical finishing there from the Scottish boys. Just really, really good work there from Ben Cullen. Just a really lovely delayed pass, suckered them in, and gave a really lovely outside ball.
Nice try there for Grant McConnell. Yeah, the Scottish team of the Scottish Exiles do get a lot of support over here. A lot of Scottish over here in Hong Kong. Certainly know that the Burns night is very well celebrated over here. Numerous kind of dinners linked to Scottish people coming over.
Well, I think the growth of the Hong Kong Scottish club here has been great. A real testament to the guys involved there as a club. They've really grown. Yeah. In the last sort of 4 or 5 years, got a great tie-in with London Scottish. So there's a real sort of family feel to their club. There's a lot of cross-sharing of players coming back and forth. Yeah. So that relationship has been really good, and they're also starting to produce a lot of players now, staying long enough to represent Hong Kong, which is so key to the structure and the sort of the level of professionalism in the game in Hong Kong.
No, and I think as you say, in the 5 years or so that they've been here, they've developed pretty well. Great following, good. Oh, another great try there. Great individual effort there.
And Kane Buchat, in he goes. It's a great finish. Big rangy back rower.
A regular player there you'll see up the Scottish side over at the Rugby League.
Little show and go, and then put the burners on.
You can tell he was giving it everything he had. The tongue come out of the face, the old I'm holding nothing back now.
Yeah, I think this is what we were concerned. I think East Africa put in such a great performance in that first half. You just hope that they stuck with it. But unfortunately, I think just the experience of these Scottish boys here. They've been here a couple of times now. They know how to close games out, take their opportunities. And like I say, the execution of that first try was so well taken. And then obviously a bit of individual bridges there from Kane Buchat.
It's really interesting. I remember sevens, talking maybe 10 years ago, that a kick-off, you get the high ball, and rather than contest it, you just wait for the player to catch it, and you just hit with everything you had. But now it seems to, as you say, it's all about getting that ball back straight off the kick-off. It's a shame because we used to love seeing the big hits. Never used to like taking one, but...
I mean, I can't think of anything worse. Imagine being that guy being told, you're sort of 6'5", look, you're going to stand right here where it's going to land. And there's nothing good about that. To be fair, it's like the position hooker. I still will never understand that position. I mean, why would you want to tie your arms up and then shove yourself right in the middle of a scrum? Yeah. But, there's some sadistic people out there. So if that's what they want to do, whatever floats their boat, go for it.
Rather than them than me, I say.
Exactly. I was always very content out wide, bossing everyone around and keeping my knees clean.
Hey, that's what I do. You control the game with the marshal.
Bossy is what people would say. So yeah, good feet there from Andrew Henderson.
Efforts coming out now by the Scottish side. Penalty rewarded for the Scottish Exiles then against East Africans for not rolling away in the contact area.
There's a little bit of a anticipation that Deacon Mane will make some appearance this afternoon, obviously for the Scottish Exiles team. He's coaching over here with the Hong Kong Cricket Club, but obviously the ex-Fijian international's still got a bit of a taste for it, so he's in the squad. He hasn't been on the park yet. He is around. But let's hope we get a little spot of Deacon Mane before dinner time.
I'm sure they will. He's not going to be one of those players that come on to take the kicks, is he?
There again, you see that the set plays that these Scottish boys got set up. Nicely hit up there from Ben Cullen. It's good strength there from Connor Hartley. And Sam Hocking having a go from the USRC Tigers Club. A little cross field, but unorthodox. It's going to work though. Nothing out there wide and defence-wise. Good covering across there, but I think we might just get the finish
another
there.
Try there now for the Scottish Exiles.
Rory Smith getting himself a dock. Really is a very good player, this guy. He's great work rate, good defensively. He's got a real eye for the try line as well.
Actually did very well to pick that up there, right down by his toes. You know, a man of my age was definitely hurt his hamstrings doing that, but these youngsters, no problem at all.
Just pushing past the post there. So the Taikoo plays Scottish Exiles now, starting to pull away. And it's 19 points to East Africa's 0.
That was a great steal there by East Africa at the kickoff. Good bit of footwork displayed there.
Might be could be a penalty here. The check there on the kicker, but unfortunately not. Some tired boys out there now as each team's got another game on tonight. One more, but they'll be thankful the sun goes in. It's a really beautiful evening tonight. Johnny Gabenda trying to get themselves on the scoreboard before the end of this game. Working hard. They deserve it. They've kept in this game nicely.
Great steal there by Scottish.
There they go. Andrew Henderson having a go. Nicely brushed away, a little bit easy. Just the numbers now. Some tired bodies out there in defence. And there's the try there. He's pretty happy with himself, is Joe Tuso. Bit of a salute. Boys throwing their arms up.
Scottish really going through the gears now. Looks like East Africa just getting a bit tired now.
You can see it in the tackling there. Heads down, tired bodies, and there's just no structure in defence, you know, when you get tired with the broken line there. But, you know, good account of themselves. Like you say, last year they were the lowest seeds. Come into this, and you know, there'll be a team that'll be, people in the bowl won't want to be playing. You know, they're a good physical side.
But it takes time, and you know, these Scottish guys play at a good level week in, week out. You know, that structure then kind of gets transferred from the 15s game to here. You see that spatial awareness, and you understand it. It kind of makes a big difference.
So right up into the sun there. Not much that can be done there. Can't see a thing if you're looking straight into the sun. Taking quickly there to player coach Craig Hammond. Scottish again, still looking for the points. They're got a bit excited with this crossfield kick. It's the third time they've tried it today.
Yeah, not sure how we feel about this, all this glory stuff like this. You know, can't beat the old suck one in, pass it out. I think they can sense the tiredness in the East African side, so they're just trying to turn and make them run back, almost kind of demoralising on a kind of mentally level. Just to kind of give them more opportunities when they do hit space. They can get more, I guess, more opportunities in the space when there's a bit more open play.
I mean, I think the key to all these teams, you know, day one, there is always a little bit of disparity between the standard the teams are in there. It's not huge, but there is a little bit. And what they've got to remember is day two is key, right? Yeah. You find your place in the tournament, and you get stuck in, and you give it a good go, and that's where you'll see tomorrow. These teams, the key is to enjoy today, have a good go, give a good account of yourselves, and then tomorrow, you know, you go again. You know, a couple of hot baths, ice baths tonight. You know, a bit of protein shakes. I guess what these guys do these days, isn't it? So, yeah, these guys should. No team today is not put a good account of themselves. So
they've all come out, given it their all, put on a great show. And most importantly, they've learned ready for tomorrow. That's when it matters. That's when the silverware is online. That's when they're going to stand out and really give everything they've got.
From Andrew Henderson, and they'll be in for the last one. That's in the corner there for Jason Kepster.
That should be time on the game.
So myself, Andrew Chambers and Reece Priestley will be handing over to current Hong Kong international John Aikman and former All Black Terry Wright. Thank you very much for putting up with us.
Been an absolute pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you guys, well, hearing you and speaking to you guys tomorrow afternoon. And please enjoy the rest of the afternoon.